Another game of FEG. It's the 2, the 1, the 0 of Lotzi. I mean, it kind of sounds nice. This time I'm on the Alliance side. I'm gonna be randoming away. Are we having anyone playing melee? Before we have none. I can melee Divinius, that's one. We prefer like 2 or 3 turtles. Random. Okay, so but you can still decide random melee or at least there's people communicating this game, which I like. Random Nagas. I want to go Murlocs. Me Murlocs. So I went Naga. Nagas are quite fun to play, in my opinion. These Shadowcasters have decent range. At like level 2 evolutions, they got a wave that they can use. They got slow poison. They're quite fun. They also have a bouncing attack, if I remember correctly. So that's what we're doing in this game. Again, Shredders, 250 gold or 250 lumber. I could random hero if no one else wants to. And I'm saving up for the little 700. Or do I greed and get a little damage upgrades? So I have a little higher chance to get last hits early on. I think I greed a little bit. So it's important in the early game to not have your units die. It's important to have your units not die in general. Except for when you're completely maxed out. So for every unit, if you write -u, you can see how many units you can have. So I can have 12. You can see the amount of time till you're at the max amount of units you can have. Which is nice. The dashboard will reset in a little bit to the regular thing. But yeah, it's a good way to check if you're doing well or not. So we have 2 players. 1 player playing Turtle. 1 player playing Murlocs as well. That's the same dude playing Turtle as Hitman, no? So we have someone going with Undeads. We have someone going with Demon and Range Demon. Now, we have scouted a little bit. We have a lot of range again. We have 2 people going rifles. We have me on range. We have 2 people melee with Knight of Beasts. And we have 1 Nagas. I think there's MBU as well. I think it's MB and MBU is the same command. Funnily enough, I was playing this game a while ago and Cloud was just starting to edit them up and he didn't even know the command existed. Thought it was quite funny. So I want to get like 3 Shredders and then I'm going to get Poison upgrade. Poison upgrade is really good. It allows you to get a lot more last hits because every time a singular unit attack, it hits for a bonus 6 damage. That bonus 6 damage is per targeted attack. So if you have a lot of units hitting the same target, they are all playing the bonus 6 damage. It's always on the first tick. It's a guaranteed plus 6 damage. It's basically an orb effect. It's quite good. Go early on. Another reason I don't quite like Murlocs is their attack animation is quite fun. The ice balls. Right, we can get it now. I did get it a little bit earlier than I would normally. I would normally get a few more Shredders first, but I had the money. Might as well. Might steamroll the game a little bit in our favor, I hope. Because it also applies it on every single Naga unit. So it slows their attacks, it gives you more damage. It's quite nice. So these units are late game hero snipers. If I remember correctly. They have magic damage. They have a lot of attack speed. They have wind wall. They're quite good. We seem to be doing okay now. We're pushing past this point. My units are spawning from this tower now. Sorry, didn't mean to ping. Currently, I'm going to be saving up for not necessarily more units, because I think quality over quantity. Alright, they also have sleep. We are all fighting on the top side apparently. I'll re-switch my shit to the bottom side a little bit. I quite like being on the outskirts of the fight instead in the middle. You do need to pay attention to being flanked, but it does allow your units to focus fire a little bit more. And when they're focus firing, you get more chances of actually last hitting the unit you're trying to attack. Right, another shredder to buy. And now I have to decide what to do with my upgrades. So this is a decent all-around upgrade to get at this point, because it gives all your units more health, more attack speed, for just gold. Currently I'm just trying to use my gold to upgrade, but I don't want to spend my lumber on anything but shredders right now because I'm getting income. They're quite good, the Murlocs. Not sure if I can win from shredders or headhunters. But I wasn't deny. I kill my own unit. I deny the enemy their gold. It also shows up with a little exclamation mark. But don't know if it's tracked. You can see I'm basically at max units. 12 out of 12, 12 out of 12. Good, something to keep a little bit of track on. It's also a nice screen to see if you're losing armies quicker. You can also look at your food. Every unit has a max of 12 spawn. So if you have 3 units, you'll have 36, 48, yada yada yada, 60. You know, math. I don't think I need to be explaining math, do I? So what I think I'll be doing this game is going Murlocs, upgrading the Murlocs to max, then going into air. Because they right now don't have any way to deal with air units, so I'm not sure they're going to have anything to deal with air units. I'm also upgrading my armor a little bit, getting 2 damage. It might be nice to invest a lot into damage, but early game, I think having more quality on your units instead of just damage, it's nice. To try and keep... Sometimes I see people playing the game for the first time and they see, but I can do damage, and then they just purely focus on getting more damage, which in the end is not the best choice, in my opinion. But then again, I'm also not the best player, so don't take it from me. Find out what you like, you play the game, and decide whether or not the way that you play is worth playing the way you play. How many shredders do I have? Only 3? Well, that definitely means I need to get more shredders. So, the annoying thing about this little tower is that I had 3 units there that were attacking the stupid stone instead of killing enemies, meaning I wasn't getting any extra damage on my actual enemies instead of this fucking stone. So when you're pushing past the tower, or past the stone, make sure you're not just losing all your income to that. Your income. So, some more shredders. I'm gonna retreat a little bit because I see all my units dying. I only have one more, like a few more frontline units left. I quite like that Deadmeat is playing the Reapers, because you don't really ever see anyone playing Reapers. I'm randoming here. Oh my god, I have a pretty decent hero. It's a hero that can turn into an aerial unit and has nukes, has soulburn, banish. Frost Nova is really nice. It's quite a good random. And at level 6 it gets Death and Decay. Deal max damage in an AoE. Pretty decent random, I must say. Benefit of having the first hero is that you don't share XP with anyone else. Meaning you get XP relatively quick, and because there's no one else to share XP with, it also means there's no max range on the XP that can be obtained. Alright, I'm getting one more shredder and upgrading my NAGA upgrade to the max. Again, more health, nice. So my hero can really easily deal with other heroes because of the banish and soulburn. If I do one more combo with this, I think the hero might be dead I'm playing against. But he's gonna have to back up a little bit. The only issue with this hero is he's got very high mana cost. It's a recurring issue in this game, mana costs, I think. The Frost Nova also, of course, slows, which is really, really lovely. Not sure if it has more mana regen as... So, this little man is using all of his units to backdoor behind our units. See how all of this... Ooh, Leot. I was losing control of my hero. How is it recalling there, but also spawning there? That's a little bit weird. Find this potion, sneak behind him and snipe him. I need a little bit more damage for that. My spells. The Trickster is pretty good here as well as AoE like spell effects. Has a Beastmaster ultimate. But the only bad thing about that ultimate is a little bit too obvious, I think. We're getting the upgrades for the Murlocs now. I'm getting upgrades for the range Murlocs first. Or focusing on the melees. Because they're evolving again. Get a little damage upgrade because I have extra money and no lumber to spend. I think they should have this hero cost a certain amount of mana or when he's flying or something instead of the armor type switch, because now he's just unarmored, which is really, really, really weak. Basically, if my hero sees anything that can do damage, he's gonna go. Alright, I'll be fighting with the demon here on the bottom side. He's got Void Walkers. Void Walkers have auto snare, so I need to be careful with my flying hero now. You can also see he's sleeping my units every now and then, so I want to wake him up every now and then. Alright, I'm gonna back up a little bit because I wanted my units to focus fire a little bit more. Again, focus fire is really, really good. It really helps. So again, it's another 500 upgrade to tier 2. And level 3 evolves them into their... No, I almost bought something completely wrong. I didn't really want to go Snapdragons. Of course, I could have cancelled it within a certain amount of time, so I wouldn't have researched. Now, another way I could deal with the mana issues is literally just go to this Resurrection Sun and buy mana potion, which are relatively cheap. But then again, you're wasting money on things that could be used for unit upgrades. So you see that the nuke does 200, 250, so That's a decent amount of damage. I think if I nuke this unit, there's a lot more slows. There's a lot of kills, which is nice. We like kills. We like killing units. Gonna upgrade my damage once more. The NAGA damage upgrades are very expensive. Because normal races have a different damage upgrade per melee and ranged, Nagas has it shared over all of the units at the same time. We're doing quite well, I think. Deny your own, like, units are very low health, try and kill them yourself. I know it's a very minor thing to do, but it's still a little bit of gold you're taking away from the enemy. Almost at 500 gold and 500 wood again, which means these units can be upgraded. That also means they get Crushing Wave, which I should really use or abuse. Depends on your perspective. Right, there we go. He's trying to aim my units. It's working fairly well. I don't think it was doing the best. Ooh, see, as I said, these units can go invisible. So what I might want to do is buy a little scope. There's an item here you can buy which allows you to have invisible sight. You can combine it, you get AoE, and you get a reveal, which is nice. Oh, he's not doing that a second time because I'm now prepared and know he's doing it. I mean, he might eventually do it at some point. There's a lot of things to control at the same time. How much mana does the Brilliance Aura item give? 3. That's not a lot. Right, the entire combo mana cost is like 500 currently. There again, all my units were attacking the tower, so I wasn't doing any damage to the enemies. So what I'm doing at that point is I'm using the tower and I'm using W to retreat into them. So I know for sure that they're not trying to attack. That slows their movements down. I think I'll upgrade my night crawlers next. My murlocs, and then I go air units. Not sure if that's the build. That's what I'm doing. I think we should also try and creep. No? So, the reason why you want to creep is so you take the camps away from the enemy. These give a decent bit of gold. They give a decent bit of XP. And some runes that can be quite well used. Right, with Death and Decay on them, See how all of their backline is taking damage. And the issue is I am at risk because I'm casting, I'm channeling. I know my team wanted me to stay. I almost die. Sorry. Again, feeding your hero is not great. I'll get the healing rune now. I'll also get some healing scrolls. Regen scroll coming up. Which is a really cheap item you can use to heal your army outside of combat. Hello? Or burns. Choices. That was quite nice here, being able to slow all of his armies. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the air units, I'm going to be deactivating them, so I know for sure they're staying in the base until I want them to actually start fighting. You can see how my attacks are bouncing to these.
Our forces are under attack.
Where's my... where it's spawning from? There we go. I think they might be creeping somewhere. Not sure if it's worth because they're losing a lot of money. We get gold per tower. We get gold shared per tower. Right. So I'm gonna say for the other air unit now, which is the Hydra Lords. Gonna go back up a little bit. So next time what I know I'll be doing, before active death and decay, I'm gonna be putting my unit in the ground so he can't be auto-netted through air units. That hero might have died if I actually used Banish in time. I did not. A lot of DPS on those units. Pretty sure that if I used Banish, the hero would have died. Gonna try it again. Yep, he's dead. So I had to use a TP there. So now I know for sure that I can nuke him. So every time I'm going to be seeing his hero, I'm going to be trying to murder him. Because heroes give a decent bit of gold. The birds I just got also have an air upgrade. So I'm going to be getting that first before I'm actually sending them into fight. I have a little bug on my screen every now and then. My screen blacks out. So if you see me randomly backing out in the fight, that also might just be me having nothing on my screen. The computer's completely fine, surely. I have completely forgotten to use this and abuse it. He knows now. That might be problematic. I'm being slept, I'm being targeted. could have been doing this a lot more. I do realize that now. That was a little bit easy of a kill. Need to be upgrading my birds again. Pretty sure there's another upgrade for them. There is. Maybe getting that now as well. Yeah, the sleep saved me. So whenever your unit or target gets slept, they will automatically... Oh, they look cool. Whenever a unit gets slept, they are invulnerable for a very low period of time. Let's try and do this. I think we should. Yes, you do bonus damage for when banished. Any target banished will take more damage. So this dragon is a late game unit we can try and kill. Not necessarily late game. If you have played League of Legends, the dragon will give all of your units a buff. I'm gonna be using a heal on our entire army as well. Try and make sure we're not low HP for the next fight, or at least the ranged are as high as they can be. Right, we're gonna do another little murder. There we go. I almost have Death and Decay at level 4. At 24 you get your max level spell, your ult, which is quite nice. I need to be using this more again. And I think now it's about time I get the Hydra Lords. I also think I should start using my portals, because I have a lot of them now. Get to nuke. I need to really use my spells more. Which is something I need to focus on. Let me use another heal over here. So you can see yellow's trying to kill their end base. I'm not sure if that's the play right now already. I'm gonna be using these, getting them out of the control group with the command hold position command again. That meat is sniping heroes with his units, which expected. We did already talk about how he would be. But I think this game is kind of in the bag, even though it was balanced towards the Horde. So balancing doesn't mean everything. It definitely does not. I want to deal with these undead units. I now have really good air coverage with the amount of air units I have. They have splash, they have AoE, they have multi-shot, they have berserk, they have slow poison. I'm really getting a lot of money here, which is nice. We're also all basically winning the game. We're on their base, we're on their everything. I'm gonna back out a little bit. So did a lot of people. I almost have enough for the Hydra Lords. No. So next up, after the Hydra Lords, you can... There's no upgrades for them, is there? There is not. So what I'm gonna be doing... Oh, they have summoned their boss. So on both sides on the base, you have a summon the champion ability. Whenever you summon a champion, you summon a bigger version. Basically, a very strong grunt or a very strong footman. It's not controllable. It's only upgradable through wood. I've really never had it be very influential. So these are the Hydra Lords. They have banish. They also have multi-shot. And they can use something against mana. I can heal you. You're far away. So I'll just use it here. I think next up is getting my upgrades to 5-5. When I have my upgrades for 5-5, I think I should save for the Hydra Lords. There's an LTA lobby if you were interested. Guys, do you know what interested means? How much time? So, the higher tech the unit, the lower the spawn rate is. You can see I currently have 2. So these spawn about once every 30-ish seconds. Like 40. The higher tech unit, the lower their respawn rate is. The reason I'm not going here, these units have a very high damage anti-air attack and anti-hero as well. So I kind of want to stay decently away from them. But also, I kind of want to steal items if I can. Behold the armies of Stormwind. So we've gotten a special hero, which you can buy from this tavern. The Prince of Stormwind, the King of Stormwind. Kind of cool. It's not anything you need in every game. It has auras. I think it has a command aura. We're going to be fighting Pink here because he's trying to flank our teammates. Our range units are doing quite well. Alright, we have someone leaving on the enemy team. I think that might just be it. So once a player leaves, all other units become like this ethereal looking, and then they just get sent into the enemy hand to be fed. I don't think they give any XP or like very reduced XP. They don't give gold, that I know for sure. I think we should just try and end the game here. When an enemy player leaves, what happens is they get more gold. They get the gold, or a part of the gold that the enemy would have had for leaving. Kind of disappointed that yellow didn't get Garithos, because when you're playing the human build, I think Garithos is just too perfect of a hero not to get. I think it's where we end here. But this was a fairly good NAGA game. Murlocs into air. Yes, it also really helped that I had a team with frontline, with backline. We communicated, we were positive, and look where it gets you. So these are the units that Pink had before, but upgraded. They're now mounted, they're faster, they have more damage. Pink also has air units, dragons. Well, that was very quick, much quicker than I expected. I kind of want to see how much damage my Death and Decay does, so I'm going to be using it on my allies. The game is over anyway. That's a decent bit of damage, and then the game ended. I couldn't even check how much happened in the game, like post-lobby. I can check, of course, in here. I've killed it. I had the most units produced. Most units killed, apparently. Killed 2 heroes. I don't know how many times my hero died. But yeah, that was this game. Another game for the YouTube.